was thick with fog, the kind that swallowed everything beyond a few feet. Streetlights flickered lazily, barely cutting through the gray-white mist. The bus driver, weary from hours on the road, tightened his grip on the steering wheel. His eyes felt heavy, his mind drifting in and out of focus. Every few minutes, he blinked slowly, trying to stay awake. The road stretched endlessly, empty except for the distant, dim glow of a gas station. The hum of the engine was steady, almost hypnotic, but there was a creeping unease in the air. Something about the night felt off. The fog pressed close to the windows, the wind whispering softly against the metal frame. He stopped at a nearly abandoned station. A figure waited tall, motionless, hooded. The driver squinted, trying to see the face. There was nothing, just a dark shadow under the hood. "Where to?" the driver asked, voice trembling slightly. "Anywhere," the figure replied, calm but chilling. The driver nodded, too tired to question it. He started the engine again, glancing at the empty seats. The bus felt heavier than it should, the shadows longer, stretching across the floor like living things. As they moved down the foggy highway, the driver began to notice odd things. The headlights illuminated strange shapes, and the mist trees twisted unnaturally. Road signs warped. Inside the bus, the shadows shifted. The hooded passenger remained perfectly still, staring ahead, unblinking. Minutes passed like hours. A soft scratching noise began under the seats. The driver's hands shook. "I must be imagining it," he muttered. But the feeling of being watched grew stronger with every mile. Suddenly, he glanced down. The passenger's seat was empty, heart hammering. He looked around frantically. The scarf that had been draped over the seat moved gently, as if stirred by a cold breath. And then, a faint, hollow laughter echoed from the fog outside, growing louder, fading, then returning closer. Panic set in. The driver slammed his hands on the wheel. The fog outside thickened, the road disappearing into gray nothingness. And then, in the rearview mirror, he saw him, the hooded figure, standing silently at the back of the bus, watching. He tried his phone. No signal. The GPS blinked wildly, showing a road that didn't exist. Every attempt to restart the engine failed. The bus moved on its own, gliding over the asphalt as if guided by an invisible hand. Memories surfaced. Years ago, a pedestrian had been hit on a lonely night road. The driver had thought he left him behind, gone forever. But now, it seemed the past had returned, a force beyond explanation. The bus interior began to change. Mirrors reflected multiple passengers, all hooded, silent, staring. The windows shimmered with faint faces that weren't there moments before. Shadows pressed against the walls, stretching, crawling. The hooded figure appeared closer now, sometimes in the back, sometimes in reflections, sometimes standing silently beside the driver. Every glance revealed him, yet when looked directly, he vanished. The laughter grew louder, more human, but hollow. Occasionally, the driver thought he saw the figure's face pale, with hollow eyes, and a faint, cruel smile. The bus seemed alive, moving faster, twisting unnaturally around corners, yet the headlights never revealed the road ahead. The bus entered a part of the highway where fog thickened like walls. The driver's fear became terror. Every turn revealed the hooded figure closer than before, sometimes just a reflection in a mirror, sometimes in the window, sometimes silently standing beside him. The scratches under the seats intensified. Soft whispers became words. Faint voices muttered, echoing the driver's thoughts. "You can't escape. You remember." A flashback interrupted the terror. He remembered the night years ago, the screech of tires, a shadow darting across the road, the thud of impact, and then silence. He had buried the memory, told himself it was an accident, a ghost of the past, but now the past had returned. Every attempt to exit the bus failed. Doors locked themselves. The engine refused to respond. The hooded figure moved with unnatural speed, appearing in front, behind, and beside him within moments. The hooded figure finally spoke. His voice was low, echoing, "You cannot run from me." The words froze the driver. The bus slowed to a halt in the middle of nowhere. He tried to step out, but the fog swallowed everything beyond the headlights. When he looked back, the figure had vanished, but the sense of being watched intensified. Mirrors reflected not the driver, But the hooded figure, the reflections multiplied, endless, silent, unblinking. Every sound, scratches, whispers, laughter merged into a single haunting chorus. He realized the bus was no longer just a vehicle. It was a trap, a corridor between the living and the dead. The figure was a warning, a manifestation of guilt, punishment, and something darker that had followed him for years. The bus began moving again on its own. The fog was infinite, the road unseen. He tried to start the engine, but nothing responded. The headlights revealed only mist. The driver slumped in terror, knowing that no one could save him. No phone call, no road sign, no signal from the outside world. And then, faintly, echoing through the fog, the hollow laughter returned. It faded and returned, closer each time. The driver realized that some mistakes never fade. Some passengers never leave, and some nights never end. The bus moved forward into the fog, carrying its lone driver into a night without dawn, a highway without end, a terror without escape. And somewhere, just beyond the mist, the laughter waited for him again.